Yesterday, Pastor Joseph asked me to kind of just go over the experience that I had with the JDMD program. I'm telling you, it was grueling. It was rough. You know, we have 8 sessions every other week with Pastor Joseph and Brother Yuang over a nice dining room table with coffee and snacks and things. And you got great fellowship. It was just grueling. No, seriously. So for those of you who don't know what it was, it's basically 8 sessions aimed at kind of giving a big picture view of the Bible, which was actually very interesting in terms of like presenting salvation history as a whole. It's so why did I do it? Other than because Pastor Joseph asked me to do it. So I've long believed that one of the things that the church tends to focus on, maybe a little too much, and at the same time not enough, is evangelism. Okay, but to me, making a disciple is much more than evangelism. It's sort of a necessary but insufficient condition for a discipleship. And personally, I've actually never really felt like I've been led to be an evangelist. I'm terrible about reaching people. He's still trying to get me to go out to Sequoia train station, and I'm still resisting. But I have had kind of a heart for trying to mentor up people after they've been reached to that point and trying to get them to grow. And so, that's the big challenge there is sort of, how do they become, how do you live the Christian life? How do you become a good witness? How do you carry out God's mission wherever He's put you, whenever He's put you, right? And so when Pastor Joseph last fall kind of mentioned he was thinking about doing something new with respect to discipleship in the church, I felt like I was being led to help. And so I said yes, without fully knowing what I was getting into. And so the person I was asked to disciple was Edwin Oh in the young adults ministry, and he's given me permission to mention his name. Hi, David. And we would meet every other week at Panera Coffee, Panera Bread, just to talk about these things and go through the material. And I can safely say that I've probably gained more from the program than I think he did, in the sense that. So first of all, the material that was put together for trainers is very easy to follow, and it gives a great big picture view, which I think is sometimes missing when we do these individual Bible studies. You kind of drill in deep, or individual sermons, they kind of pop around. And what I've really found through this is that I think the big picture was really missing. In fact, it's something I actually want to kind of walk my own kids through this summer, because it gives all that context for like, oh, now I get why that story is significant. And then, of course, it was just great having fellowship with Pastor Joseph and Yuang and David, and just meeting people I wouldn't normally meet at the church. And then that whole process has kind of helped strengthen my faith, because it's exposed where, I'm a little shaky in that area. I really don't understand as well. Or, boy, that was a really good question. I never thought about that before. And then just for me, the whole process was just kind of fun, very satisfying. So what happens next? So David and I finished the last session last week, but we've agreed to continue to meet through the summer because, as we said, the formal training is one thing, but discipleship is sort of a long-term process, and there's lots of things that we both think that we can learn from each other, and so we're going to go ahead and continue. And then this is sort of a recruitment ed. I do recommend that if you are asked, you do it. It's really not as scary as you think. I think the one big thing that I hear when people say, I don't know if I could do it, is, I'm not a Bible scholar, I don't know the Bible that well. I'd say that's not that important, actually, because the material that's been put together is pretty easy to follow, and it provokes those discussions. In fact, what it probably will do is make you want to read the Bible more, because you will find little holes and gaps in what you know, and you'll want to go dig into them. I think probably the most important thing is just having life experience and being willing to share that with somebody. And I think as long as you're willing to do that, you'll do fine. So don't be scared. So that's it.
All right.